I am excited to share my top 12 fragrances of 2023. These are specifically new discoveries that I made in 2023 or at the tail end of 2022. If you want to see my most worn fragrances, the fragrances that I made the biggest dents in, definitely check out my most used fragrances of 2023 video. That one's already up, but these are going to be new discoveries that I made specifically in the past year that I very much fell in love with. And I'm excited to share these because I think 2023 was definitely my year when it came to fragrances. I really delved into a lot of niche options, more so than I had done in previous years, and I started experimenting more with different notes, different accords. So this is a very diverse list. I have gourmand fragrances, I have florals, I have green, I have rose, I have so much. So let's get started because I don't have a lot of time to film this video, but I am going to kick things off with one of the newer fragrances in my collection. But just so you know, I have pretty much used up a decant of this, and I know that I love it. This is Love at First Sight by Une Nuit Nomade, and I bought this fragrance a few months ago specifically because I know this is one of my favorite spring fragrances. This is a lilac passion fruit scent with ambroxan. And when I tell you the sillage on this one is absolutely mind-blowing, this fragrance shines in hotter weather specifically. I have worn this fragrance, I've worn a few sprays of this fragrance, and I have people outside literally like 9 feet away from me telling me that I smell amazing. What is that smell? Oh, that's you. You smell amazing. That is Love at First Sight by Une Nuit Nomade. This one is honestly, in my opinion, quite underrated. I have another fragrance from Une Nuit Nomade that I'm about to share that you will absolutely know about, but this one just didn't get a lot of press, and I think the reason behind that is people were either, I mean, this is my theory, I feel like people were either not wearing it in the right temperatures, or they just didn't really let it settle, because in the opening, that's not my favorite part of this fragrance. I mean, I love the opening, but my favorite part is the dry down because you get that beautiful sillage. There's a bit of a greenness to it. It's also a floral fragrance. I absolutely love this perfume. This is one of my favorite fragrances. Just in terms of sillage, this is amazing. And yeah, I mean, I'm picky with floral fragrances. I don't really wear them that much. So when I do, I want them to be like top tier. And this was so beautiful. Like, I just love it. If you want a fragrance that has a gorgeous sillage, get that one, because I've literally had someone take their phone out and jot down the name of that fragrance because they loved the scent so much. I want to diversify things a little bit and talk about a gourmand. I've already spoken about this one many times. It's Profumo di Firenze Buontalenti. I love this fragrance. So this is inspired by the Florentine interpretation of gelato, and this is such a beautiful gourmand perfume. So it's vanilla with coconut, with fruits, but then in the dry down, you get that beautiful waffle cone scent. This is absolutely amazing. A pretty complex perfume. Does best in the warmer weather. That's when it lasts a bit longer. The colder weather doesn't last as much. It kind of like falls a little bit flat. So I wore this fragrance a lot in the fall since I was kind of still obsessed with it. I used up a decant of this fragrance. My new rule with fragrances, it's tentative, is if I use up a decant, I will buy a full bottle. So that's what happened with this. I used up my decant and I bought the full bottle and I have no regrets. That was a 10 milliliter decant, by the way. So yeah, I got compliments on this one as well. I was like, you know what? I have to buy this fragrance. And yes, it's very delicious. So Buontalenti by Profumo di Firenze. I was at Sun Explorer. I smelled a few of their other options. This one remains my favorite. I absolutely love it. Next up is Vow Factor. This was created by Amelia, also known as Professor Perfume online, and she was looking for the perfect fragrance for her wedding. And she loves fig scents, she loves green perfumes, and this was one that she created with Snif. And honestly, I never expected to like a green fragrance this much, but I am kind of obsessed with it. This has a very prominent notes of fig and neroli as well as rose. There's some mandarin orange here, but I have been using this heavily, and I discovered this in the tail end of 2023, but I will definitely be wearing this, especially as it warms up, because I've been wearing this specifically when I'm working from home around the house, and I've kind of been obsessed with it because I feel like when you're working from home, the temperature around you is a little bit warmer than it would be if you're outside. So I've been obsessed with this, and I think it's amazing. And like I said, I never expected to like a green fragrance as much as I like this one, but it has decent longevity. It's more of a moderate scent, and I absolutely love this. This is top tier, so good. There's just something about it that is so comforting and delicious, and I cannot stop smelling it. So Snif's Vow Factor, amazing. Honestly, it was so hyped up. I would say, yes, it's worth the hype. Definitely get your nose on it. I think Snif has a really great program where you can buy a fragrance and then have a sample delivered with that fragrance to try the sample out. If you don't like the sample, then you can just return the fragrance, and I think that's free. So I think that's amazing. So Snif's Vow Factor, top tier standout. This next fragrance absolutely blew me away, and it's Once Minerale by Cult of Kaori. This was a discovery from Scent Explorer, and I met the founder and the perfumer, Chris, and I think Yogi over at Sleepless Scent had originally purchased this, and I was trying it out with her, and I was kind of like blown away by how unusual this scent was because this fragrance has steam in the scent pyramid. So there's steam in here. It has a bit of an aromatic accord as well. It's also a woody fragrance, but just the fact that it had steam in it, just that alone made it such a compelling fragrance that I was very much taken with it. I wasn't initially going to buy a full bottle, but then I went over to see Chris, the founder, at his stand, and I was just kind of blown away. Like I just ended up purchasing this scent, and boy oh boy, no regrets at all. This is such a gorgeous perfume, highly unusual. I haven't spoken about this before, so I'm going to read you the scent pyramid. I haven't done that for all these fragrances because a lot of these I've already talked about. But this one, I need you to know about this, the notes. So the top notes of yuzu, green mandarin, lychee, mid notes of hot steam, yuzu aldehyde, rose, baguette, and mineralic notes, and then a base of woods of teak, cypress, cedar, and hinoki. So the yuzu here is more of like a bitter citrus, so you definitely get that. But to put it very simply, this is a fragrance that smells like you're in a sauna with like maybe like some of those citrus, like aromatic notes pumping into it. You have the hot steam and you have the wood all around you. This is an absolutely gorgeous scent. I sprayed this on myself last night and I still smell. I sprayed 3 sprays and it's been a while. It's been, I think, 12 hours and I still smell this perfume. It is so good. It is amazing. It's very unusual. I don't know if he has any samples or decants available. I think he might, but this is a new brand, a very new brand, and oh boy, this is such an interesting scent from them. That is an absolute standout, and I've just fallen in love with it. This is Once Minerale. If you haven't tried it, and you love mineralic notes, if you love unusual scents, brace yourself because I think this is going to be super big in 2024. I just love this. I'm obsessed with my bottle, and yeah, I am so excited about this scent. It is absolutely gorgeous. We are going to kick it back with a summer release. Theodoros Kalotinis really blew it out of the park this year. They really came out with beautiful releases that I am very much obsessed with. They're one of my favorite brands. I have full-size bottles from them. I think I have like 6, and I have a bunch of samples. I don't have that for a lot of brands. My collection is still a little bit minimal. But I love Theodoros Kalotinis. They have some of the best gourmand fragrances. I think, honestly, arguably the best that I've tried. I mean, I don't want to say that, but I kind of want to say that. This is Lemon Tart. And yes, they came out with a bunch of beautiful releases that I have covered on this channel. However, Lemon Tart is the one that I keep going back to. This is a lemon tart perfume, but it literally smells like a tart or like a lemon shortbread, pastry. So You smell the buttery flakiness of that pastry. You smell the filling, the lemon custard. You smell the whipped cream. So it's a heavier scent. You think lemon tart and you might think it's going to be a light citrus. No, that's not what this is at all. This is a very heady gourmand perfume. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I wore this a lot in the summertime, and honestly, in the summertime, this might have been a bit of a heavier scent to wear, but regardless, I was very much obsessed with it. And in the winter, I kind of neglected this one, and I need to get back into it because I really, really love this. So yeah, lemon tart, beautiful scent. I am obsessed with it. And now they have a partnership with Greta over at the Sillage by JB, so you can get this fragrance in the US before you couldn't, before you had to buy 3 bottles to get free shipping to the US because this is a Greek brand. Now they are a lot more readily available, so definitely try it out. You can also get decants at the Sillage of GB as well. So yeah, lemon tart, stand out. I love it so much, and I love the brand. I literally did an entire video dedicated to a lot of their gourmands because that's how much I love Theodoros Kalotinis. I'm going to kick things back to something a little bit more affordable. This was a fragrance I discovered at the tail end of 2022, and I wore it heavily this year. This is Velvet Rose by Lattafa. This is a beautiful rose patchouli scent, so it's like a fruity rose with lapdanum musk. It's beautiful. So if you're looking for a really pretty rose, if you don't mind patchouli and you love your musks, this is one to try. It is currently priced at $18 on Amazon. I have it available on my storefront, but this is such a beautiful, elegant scent. It's very light, worn this heavily in the spring and summer, but I've also broken it out in the wintertime occasionally because I love the sillage on this one. It's especially beautiful when I spray it on my hair, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's like a lighter scent, so if you're looking for that, this is a great option. So Velvet Rose by Lattafa, this is one of my favorites. I have a few designer fragrances that I discovered in 2023 as well. This is one of them. It's Idole Nectar by Lancome, and when I tell you, I fell in love with this fragrance so quickly after buying it. I blind bought it, and I have no regrets. I actually have regrets about not buying a bigger bottle because I am obsessed with this perfume. This has notes of rose, popcorn, and caramel, and it's such a beautiful fragrance. It's not your traditional gourmand scent. Because there's that rose in there, it adds a bit of complexity. It's like your typical Idole rose. You can definitely identify it if you've smelled Idole fragrances before, since this is a flanker, but it's a gourmand twist on it, and I absolutely love it. So Idole Nectar, stand out by Lancome. This next fragrance is one I had on my wish list for quite some time, and I finally purchased it at the tail end of this year, and I've been obsessed. This is Replicas on a Date, and I don't think I have any of the replica fragrances. Yeah, this is my only one, but I absolutely think it's a standout for me. So this is rose, geranium, black currant, a bit of moss, vetiver in the base. But this is one of those fragrances, this kind of reminds me, it's similar to Gucci Guilty Absolute, that one with that aromatic rose. So if you're looking for an aromatic rose, this is absolutely stunning. The sillage on this one is truly the standout. This is one of those fragrances that gets me compliments. It's lighter. I cannot stand that train. Okay, I'm filming this in the morning. I'm trying to get this done, and it's every single morning. There's a train that wants to blow its little horn. I'm like, I'm from Texas. They do that with trucks. In the Northeast, I guess they do that with the trains. The Amtrak. But yeah, Replicas on a Date, if you want an aromatic rose, that's a good option. And it's available everywhere. Available everywhere. It's available in Sephora, so don't blind buy it. Just go in store and smell it. But I work next to a Sephora, so after I went into Sephora and tried it a few times, sprayed it on myself, walked around with it, I was like, you know what, I really need to buy that fragrance. And I did get compliments on it several times, so I was like, yes, that is the fragrance for me, and that's why I purchased it, and I do not regret it one bit. It is a beautiful perfume. I have to talk to you about Sugar Leather. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I have spoken about this many, many times. That's why I started things off with Love at First Sight, because Love at First Sight, a little bit underrated. This one, very much hyped up, and for good reason. This is one of my favorite fragrances, especially right now that it's cold. This is such a cozy perfume. Compliment getter. Such a cozy scent. This is a fragrance that is a sugary, resinous, caramelized leather perfume, but the leather here comes off as very suede-like, and there's also cinnamon here, but it's done in a very smooth way. I'm particular about my cinnamon. If my cinnamon is scratchy, I am very sensitive to it, but this is smooth. It is smooth. It is expertly done. The quality here is so, so good, and honestly, love it. Une Nuit Nomade is one of my favorite niche fragrance brands because they make their fragrances so accessible by providing different sizing options. So you have this is the 90 milliliter or 90 mil, no, wait, this is a 30 milliliter option. That's about $90. And then you have some decant sizes available for a very fair price, some travel sizes, and then you have the larger sizes too. They have a discovery set that unfortunately does not include this and Love at First Sight. But when I bought my discovery set, they included those as decants free of charge. So this is so good. You've heard a lot about this. You've heard me talk a lot about this. But yeah, one of my top discoveries of 2023. This truly made me feel so much more picky when it came to cinnamon fragrances. After I tried this perfume, I was like, you know what? All these cinnamon fragrances that I used to like before, I can't really wear them because now I just want to reach for this time and time again because this is truly high quality. It's such a smooth fragrance. I absolutely love it. I am running out of time, so I'm trying to speed through this. We're talking about Basilica by Milano Fragrenze. Again, it's a gourmand fragrance, but this is aromatic gourmand. This is a savory gourmand perfume. So this has notes of rosemary, thyme. It also has a bit of a milky note that to me comes off very bready. And it has some incense and I believe some resins as well. This comes off as smelling like za'atar bread and being in a church. So if you like either of those things, this is a good fragrance to consider. This is such an unusual scent. I have very much fallen in love with this. I bought this around the summertime and I've just been obsessed with it ever since. It's one of those lighter scents that definitely stays with you. It comes and goes after like you've had it on for quite some time. And I love this. It's such a comforting perfume. I absolutely think it's one of the more unique scents I've tried this year, which is why I bought this big bottle because I decided I absolutely need to try this. I think this year, especially when it comes to buying niche perfumes, I have been very particular about what kinds of niche perfumes I'm buying. If I'm spending a certain amount of money, and this is kind of like on the affordable side actually, I saw it on sale for less than what I paid for it. But if I'm spending money on a full-size bottle of perfume, I really want it to be very special. And this is absolutely that. It's such a beautiful fragrance, and the bottle is one of my favorites in my collection. I kind of have to be careful that I don't drop it, because if I drop this fragrance, knock on wood, if I drop this fragrance, I will be so upset because this is truly one of my favorites. Okay, we have Jun Noir by Haramain, a gorgeous vanilla fragrance with a bit of fruity kumquat, musk, and a woody dry down. This is a very gorgeous scent that I discovered at the tail end of 2022, and I am so excited to have it in my collection. I wore this so much in 2023. I don't know how much I've used up of it, but because the bottle's opaque, but this is hands down one of the most elegant perfumes in my collection and happens to be very affordable. So if you're looking for a fragrance that's under $50 that also has an elegance to it, this is really, really good. I love this and it lasts all day on me. I think it's amazing. It's a very versatile fragrance too. You can wear this during the day and night. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So Jun Noir by Haramain, such a beautiful scent and one of my favorite affordable options specifically, but this smells like it could be a lot more expensive than it actually is. And another scent that I absolutely just fell in love with this year was Baklava Royale by Navitus. This was created in collaboration with Gabby Loves Perfumes. This was her second bottle with Navitus, and oh my goodness, this one, This one blew me away. It is a very nutty fragrance with notes of grilled almond and pistachio. I very much smell the grilled almond here, and it just smells like baklava, but because they have orange blossom in here and a few other notes, it makes it so this doesn't smell like a super sweet fragrance. There's a slight drizzle of honey, but it's not overtaking the entire perfume. And there's another very photorealistic baklava fragrance that I smelled this year, and I was kind of taken aback by how sweet that was. And I like sweet fragrances, but that was too much. I like this because this is baklava, but in a wearable form, in a form that I can wear and I can love without feeling like I am wearing like a sweet bomb. This is so good. If you are looking for a nutty perfume, definitely give this a try. And this is also available on the Sillage by GB's website. So I am hoping I'm getting the URL right. I'll link it down below. But this is also available if you want to purchase a decant. So you don't have to blind buy this if you don't want to. But I love this perfume, and the bottle is absolutely gorgeous. So I wore this a lot ever since I bought it. Baklava Royale, such a gorgeous scent. I have seen people who are not even gourmand lovers fall in love with this scent, and yeah, I absolutely love it. So I did blind buy this one, and I have no regrets because I knew I'd love it as soon as I saw the notes. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'm looking at this selection of fragrances in front of me, and honestly, it makes me so happy because these are all fragrances that truly made me rediscover new notes and accords and fragrance brands and fragrances that I absolutely have fallen in love with over this past year. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.